Welcome, and thank you so much for choosing to judge our Canyons Middle School Debate League tournament. This video and this recording and this PowerPoint are going to give you everything you need to be able to judge confidently and professionally. We hope that we'll be able together to run smooth, fair debate rounds and submit effective ballots through tabroom.com, but we really want everyone to know how much we value and appreciate your time. So the first thing to keep in mind more than everything else is you could be the reason that a student chooses to love debate, you the judge, and that they choose to continue because they had a positive, good experience where the judge cared and was kind and fair and unbiased and professional and gave really great feedback. But it's also possible that a student who you judge might have a negative experience and they choose to quit debate. And we hope that you'll remember that you really have such a big responsibility to be professional and to be kind and to be unbiased and to show the debaters that you care about being the best judge that you can. So moving on to, if you're seeing this video before the tournament, make sure you bring a charged laptop or Chromebook. Filling out ballots on phones don't work. Also, we aren't doing paper ballots anymore. We'll be submitting ballots through tabroom.com, so it's important that you have an account through tabroom.com. Really important that you wait in the hallway. If your students are already there, then once you arrive, everyone can go into the room, but you shouldn't go into a room until all the students who are competing in that room have arrived, except for extemporaneous speaking, because those students are staggered, and they'll be coming to you from the extemp prep room every 5 minutes. It's also really important and helpful that judges stay the entire tournament. If you leave early, it does cause major delays. It breaks pairings, it can delay rounds, especially if you don't tell us that you're leaving early. That causes major issues. We've also had it happen in the past where some judges leave before the third round, and then the whole tournament lasts an extra hour or even 2, and then these poor students aren't getting home until extremely late. So please stay the entire time. So as far as professionalism and what we expect with you and debaters in the building, we definitely need you to make sure that classrooms are staying free of food and drink. Water is the only thing allowed with competitors, parents, and judges. And it's up to you, the judge, to help us make sure that that's happening. You, the judge, shouldn't be sitting at the teacher's desk. You should be sitting somewhere central in the middle of the classroom, and you shouldn't be touching anything in the room unless you need paper or a pencil, and same with the debaters. Make sure you're not letting debaters do anything except sit at desks. So definitely, we need to be invited back into this space. So we need your help in making sure that rooms look the way that they looked when you walked into the room. So if debaters do need to move desks or chairs or tables so that they can do their debate effectively, that's okay. But you, the judge, need to make sure that they are moving them back when the round is finished. Also, you should not allow any parent or spectator to film during the debate, and we need your help policing that. And you're setting the tone for the whole tournament. So if you're calm and kind and professional, you set the tone for how these students are experiencing debate. It's also important that you try and start rounds as quickly as you can, and that you're flexible if something goes wrong. Do your best to problem solve in a calm and kind manner, and also have perspective. Not all debaters are going to be perfect, and so you should be thinking at a middle school level, should I let this go? It maybe in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter. Next is timing the debates. So the judge should be timing the debate. You can use a phone, or the judge room can provide you with a timer. And Tab Room also has a timer built in. So you shouldn't be using your phone, though, for anything besides timing. We do have district leadership who will be patrolling, and we don't want to see judges who are on their phone scrolling or texting. We would ask those judges to leave at that time. So make sure you communicated with the debaters how you're going to be doing time signals. Are you doing verbal or nonverbal? Are you letting them know when there's 1 minute left, 30 seconds left, 10 seconds left? You coordinate that with the debater. And also, students are allowed to time themselves. Some students use a timer, some students use a computer, some students use a phone. So you should time, and most students will also time themselves. When it comes to observers, some students weren't able to come compete because of limited space. So you will have student observers. You have to allow them. Student observers have been prepped they've been prepped by their coach. They'll be wearing an observer lanyard that's bright blue. They had to meet eligibility requirements to come be an observer. They must complete a whole reflection packet that they've been given by their coach. Those will be bright green. The observers must stay silent. You need to have any observers in the room, including parents and students, sit in front of you so that you can monitor their behavior and make sure no one's cheating or doing something they shouldn't be. If any observer, student or parent, is disruptive or not following the rule in any way, you should stop the debate, ask them to leave, and if they refuse, send a student runner to the tab room, and one of the tournament officials will come remove them for you. So that's really important that you don't let them continue. It's also a great idea before the round starts. You can ask observers for their names and write it down. And if they're an observer that has a blue lanyard, write down their names. And if you experience a problem, you can always, if it's not too big of a problem, you can tell the tab room after their name and their coach can follow up with them. And in policy debate, you'll have a packet that walks you through these things, but a couple of quick tips and tricks. The topic is about increasing exploration of the Arctic. So one team will have a plan about how to do that, and the other team will try and take that plan down. You have a packet that walks you through all the time minutes, but basically students give an opening speech, they get attacked, and that happens with all 4 debaters in the room. And then they have 3-minute rebuttals, all 4 of them. Also, each team has 3 minutes of prep time each that they may use before or after their speeches, and the judge should be keeping track to make sure no one's using extra prep time. Remember, in policy, that constructive speeches, which are the first 4 5-minute speeches, those are for building arguments. Rebuttals, the whole point of a rebuttal speech is to attack. So if students don't start attacking speeches or arguments until the rebuttals, until the last 4 speeches, that's okay. That's the whole point of rebuttals. So also know that in middle school debate, no tournament the entire year, even the state tournament, no student is allowed to run a critique or a theory argument. And if they do, that student and that team should receive an automatic loss. Know that the NSDA does allow active researching, so students should not be penalized for that at all. Also know that debaters are allowed to use new research in the rebuttals to attack arguments that happened in the constructive speeches. They should not be docked for that. Also, in middle school, students aren't required to use the novice policy packet. Some students will use it, and some students use it in an adapted way. Some students don't use it at all, so they shouldn't be penalized for not using the policy packet. In Lincoln Douglas debate, this semester's topic is about violent revolution. And remember, judges should never be judging based on personal opinions. We're only judging based on what actually happened in the debate. Lincoln Douglas is 1-on-1. Again, you have a packet that runs you through these time limits, but same idea that some speeches are pre-written, they read those, then they get attacked. Then there's rebuttal speeches where they try and attack as many arguments as they can. Important that you're judging on logic, on evidence, on clarity, not on your own personal opinions, and only judging what actually happened in the round, but also having perspective, letting the little things go. Critiques and theory arguments, again, are not allowed in Lincoln Douglas. And again, LDers are allowed to actively research without being penalized. In original oratory, these are student chosen topics. They are written by the student before the tournament, up to 8 minutes. Students are allowed to be a little less than 8 minutes without being penalized, 30 seconds, and 30 seconds beyond 8 minutes without being penalized. Students should be memorized, but some students will be more memorized than others, and that's when it's up to you, to the judge, to decide who performed the best based on all factors. In extemporaneous speaking, students, before they get to you, they have a 20-minute preparation time where they drew a question and then they prepare a speech. So these speeches won't be as well done as oratory. They're up to 4 minutes, although they can be 30 seconds under with no penalization, or 30 seconds over. They are allowed to use an index card while they perform. Don't penalize them for that. They should come in with their strip of paper that has the question they drew in the extemp prep room. You're welcome to ask to see that. And the topics: first round, Utah news; second round, national news; and third round, world news. So in tabroom.com, it does walk you through things, but when you log in, on the right-hand side, there will be a menu and you claim your ballot. Once you've claimed a ballot, head to your assigned room. When you finish round 1 or round 2, you can check back on your Tabroom dashboard, and if your next ballot is already out, claim it and then go right to your next room. When you go out to the room, verify that the students in your room match the names on your ballot. If they don't, it might tell you that you actually are in the wrong room. It's your job to time, listen, to take notes, and after the round, enter who won, who lost, give speaker points, give rankings, and lots of constructive and positive feedback. Make sure to submit your ballot immediately. You should not wait. You should be filling out your ballot as you are listening. It slows the tournament down and causes major issues if judges wait to do their ballots after they've heard all the speakers. So as you're listening, take notes and give lots and lots of feedback. If you do have any tech issues, make sure you go to the judges' room so we can help you with that. So in the debate events, Lincoln Douglas and policy, this is how we do speaker points. Your packet also has some information on this. And oratory and extemp, the tab room will walk you through this. But the best speakers, hardly any mistakes, should get up to 30 speaker points. And then kids who were great but maybe had a mistake or two are excellent, and so on and so forth. No one in middle school should be getting less than 18 unless they did something really serious, like there was profanity, they made up arguments, they lied, or they were unprofessional, or they were personally attacking verbally their opponents. If you do give someone less than 18 speaker points, you need to give a lot of feedback, so not only the student understands what they did wrong, but also the coach needs to know. And remember, these are middle school students. You shouldn't be judging them by high school standards. So, just so you know, in oratory and extemp, you'll be copying and pasting. We provided the rubric for speaker points for you, and you copy and paste that into the comment box, and it will walk you through that on your ballot. So for feedback expectations, we need you to give as much as possible. As debaters are performing, you're going to just be constantly typing. We need lots of positives. Middle school debaters need lots of understanding of here's what I did right so I can keep doing it. But we also need them to, this is a teaching moment. They need to learn what they did wrong or what they can do better. So we need you to give as much as possible. And not only is it helpful so that students can improve throughout the tournaments, but also lots of coaches use your feedback as the judge to give assessment grades. So if you don't give us enough feedback, the student might receive an not correct assessment grade. So it's really important. The more detail you give, the more accurate their grading can be. And remember, think of your feedback as not only encouragement, but it's also a way for you to coach them and for them to improve. So almost done here. So things you should be doing. Verify names before you start. Start as quickly as you can once students have arrived. Also, be objective. You should never judge a student that you know. If they're your friend's little brother, you shouldn't judge that round. You need to go back to the judge's room and tell us so we can get you a different ballot. You also shouldn't be judging people you already judged today. We try and prevent that, but if something glitched, please don't judge that round and let us know. We want students to have a variety of feedback from different judges. You should write clear reasons for decision, which is called RFD. Here is why you won and you didn't win, and give really clear. Sometimes students don't understand, so the more feedback you can give about why you voted for someone and not someone else, that's really important. Also important to be encouraging. Middle schoolers get overwhelmed emotionally pretty easily, so please remember to encourage them, to help them be professional and unbiased. Remember, the judges' room is here. We are here to help you, so please ask when you need help, and really important that you stay the entire tournament. Please do not announce who won. Students will learn that through their Tabroom account after the tournament. You shouldn't reveal scores. You shouldn't interrupt them while they're speaking unless something is going wrong. You should not give oral critiques. Remember, that's what your written feedback is for. You should not let anyone see your ballot while you're in the room, and all observers should be in front of you anyways, so they shouldn't be seeing your ballot anyways. We don't want you on your phone for anything except for using a timer. Otherwise, you should be a professional. Remember, we're paying you, so stay off your phones. Do not leave without submitting your ballots. There's always at least one judge who does that, and it causes major issues. Don't give pity points. These students are meant to improve, so judge based on what actually happened. And you shouldn't be giving opinions or judging on your personal opinions. So, last part here, thank you again. This is a lot, but it's important that all of us have a good experience and students leave loving debate. You make debate possible for hundreds of students, and if you want to judge again, please text @CSD debate to the number 81010, and we will text you when we have future tournaments so that we can pay you and that we can have great high quality judges again in the future.